What he had to say as well after the game on Antonio Valencia. Well, he comes from holiday. I think too much holiday for him. His condition was not good when he was back. And what about Martial? He has the baby, and after the baby is born, beautiful baby, full of health, thank God, he should be here, and he is not here. And then finally talk about the squad entering the season. I just hope the boys on deserved holidays take care of themselves a little bit, and somebody wants to do what Rashford and Jones do. We should be back a little bit earlier to try and help the team, because from the beginning of the season, we're going to be in trouble. There is just so much to digest here, Kate, but before we talk about the specifics, what about the general tone of it all?
Gosh, do you want to play for a guy that's always just criticizing every single person? Yes, and I were talking about it earlier. I get the mind games. I think he's king of that, right? But at some point, that wears thin. And what he said isn't entirely wrong when he's talking about the purpose of the games and what he's getting from it. But when he starts to bag his own players, when you read that and you just had a baby and he's talking about that.
It's a beautiful baby.
It is, thank God. And then he got holy and he's like, thank God, right? Then you just sit there and you're like, this guy's crazy. So there's a method to his madness, but after a while, that method, it's hard to really see what he's trying to get out of you, and it just doesn't work. We've seen that time and time again, where he's really successful in the beginning, but after a while, people get annoyed with it, and you just don't want to play for the guy as much.
This is it, Yanis, isn't it? He just seems to have completely lost it recently. He doesn't seem to care.
Do you think he likes the game still? Or?
I don't think he likes anything.
I don't think so.
Apart from Martial's baby. I don't think anything is beautiful in this world anymore.
Misery all around, right? I'm sure he's a little bit...
That's got to affect you.
Of course it does. I mean, these young players, look, they know why they're there, right? But they still don't want to hear it. I mean, you know, if you're a manager... Look, everybody's in the same boat. Look at Manchester City. I mean, you know, 17 players still away. Nobody's asking him or Manchester United to win this tournament. Enjoy it. I know he loves LA. Come, smile, nice weather. You get paid a lot, or the club gets paid a lot. Hopefully they'll give him that money, which we'll get to probably at some stage. Enjoy it, go home, and then work with the players that you have. And in the meantime, you know, you want these players to aspire to be Manchester United players. You want them to be great players in the future. I mean, you do have a responsibility, young players, to coach them, make them better. Yes, he knows, I know, you know, that they're not going to be featuring much for Manchester United, but I think that's a role of a manager. So everybody's in the same boat. Nobody's here to win the ICC. If they win or lose, they're happy. You know, they're training. It's different. And you know what? They're all getting paid.
Jose Mourinho, Shaka Hislop, is the favourite to be the first manager sacked come the start of the new Premier League season. Are we at that stage in Mourinho's Manchester United career that it's a matter of when he goes as opposed to if?
Third season hoodoo for Jose Mourinho. I think he sees out the year.
Why? What
because
have you seen?
It's too expensive to let him go at this point.
United, they've got enough money.
Yes, they do, but I think there are two things working here for Jose Mourinho in terms of staying on to the end of the season. It's too expensive, and as of right now, I'm not sure that there is a ready-made replacement for Jose Mourinho. You look at big-name managers who are available, can step into this job. The only one that maybe jumps to mind is Jurgen Löw. Is he the man? Does he want to take over the club? I think there are a lot of question marks on his side as to whether that's the answer to Manchester United's woes. But one thing is for certain, from the get-go, I have never been convinced that Jose Mourinho and Manchester United has been a good fit, and this kind of emphasizes that. Manchester United has always been about the style of the game. Don't see that under Jose. It's always been about bringing through young players. Well, he just shot himself in the foot with that one.
Nothing much better, is there, in football, Yanis, seeing a young footballer playing with that sort of freedom?
Yeah, he doesn't know any better. And, you know, you look at it at first. When I first saw him, I just wonder, is it another player with just pace, right? Breakout pace, not cultured yet. He's young, a little bit wild, maybe raw as we talk about it. And every game you watch him, I mean, you see these moves, right? I mean, almost an identical goal. We've seen him do it again. He's not afraid to get dirty, get in traffic. So, yes, he's got pace, but he's got some quality that obviously Bayern Munich saw.
He's fun. It's fun to watch.
It
brings some excitement to the game.
Yeah, he's technical with speed and getting into those channels in between defenders, and he commits them, and then either he's not selfish, he'll go it alone if he needs to, or he can find another teammate. He just has all the tools that'll continue to evolve and just get better and better.
How much of a concern, though, that he could get lost? After he leaves MLF, go to Bayern Munich, get lost in that youth system?
It's a genuine concern that anybody making that jump has to deal with, and those questions they have to answer. But you won't know unless you do make that jump and you do put yourself in the thick of things with Bayern Munich. Everything we've seen from him so far has been outstanding. And you have to pinch yourself in trying to remember that he's 17 years old. Now, the task for him really is to immerse himself at a club with the kind of talent at Bayern Munich. Smooth out some of those rough edges. I think he's got it all to offer, but we won't know exactly how far that takes him until you take that chance.
I just hope that there's a clear plan from Bayern Munich to, what to do with him. Because, look, I mean...
He's spent quite a lot of money on him. You'd imagine they wouldn't just throw $13 million down the drain.
Well, yes, but is he going to... When he comes in January, is he going to be with the squad, not playing? Is he going to be loaned out? Is he going to go elsewhere? Don't forget, I mean, here's a young man that started playing with men at the age of 15. His debut in MLS was at 15. You can tell now, even though 17, he's playing with men. You can argue the level and all this.
Would you loan him out? That's probably the best move, wouldn't it?
Probably is, but my question is, does Bayern Munich know? You can say Bayern Munich is a great big club. They always know. Julian Green was there. I'm not sure if they knew exactly what to do with him. In other words, he needs to play at a high level, not with under 23s at Bayern Munich reserves. I don't think that's a good, I'm not saying that's bad for him, but I wish that he goes to Mainz or wherever he may end up. Eintracht Frankfurt, all I care, right? Niko Kovac came from there. They've sold half the team already. So that's the point. It's good that he's staying with Vancouver till the rest of the season, but it'd be nice to see what the next step is.
Jackie, you obviously went down to DC. You spoke to him. He was saying all the right things, but now he's producing the right things.
Yeah, and that's exactly what DC United needed. They don't need me to remind them that this season so far has been one to forget. They needed a spark. Maybe it comes in the form of Wayne Rooney. And as easy as it would be for Wayne Rooney just to kind of take the money and see out the remainder of his career, I think he's committed to this. He's committed to what DC are. He's committed to getting them back on the right track. Yes, he's taking one in the face for the team. That's not unlike Wayne Rooney, and it shows that he's not about to shirk his responsibilities. He hasn't done all career long. He's not going to start now.
Smart from Ben Olsen to give them the captaincy, right? He's been the captain. They haven't had it throughout the season, perhaps maybe in anticipation of Wayne Rooney coming in. But he is a leader, and I think he's going to be a different leader here because he knows what sort of responsibility. I mean, this is a last-place team, a brand-new stadium. This is a team that, he perhaps is the foundation of things to come. So I thought it was a smart move to give him the captaincy right away.
Well, I just think he hasn't changed at all from the moment he came in the MLS. When Steven Gerrard joined the MLS, you heard griping right away that he wasn't happy, it was too much travel, it was too hot. You haven't heard that. And what you see from Wayne Rooney is what you've seen from him in England, is that he's just an engaged professional athlete. And he's doing that both on and off the field. He's walking around D.C., engaging people, engaging youth teams, going up and talking to people. There's people on Twitter talking about how he goes up to little club teams and goes and talks to them.
Yeah.
Just girls teams. So this is a guy that's giving back to the community already. And then he got stitched up right away and went back in. So for me, someone who's just collecting a paycheck, they would have broken their nose, been bloody, been ticked off, and then never gone back in the game.
Yeah, the broken nose helps. I suppose if he went for that header, maybe it wouldn't happen. I think he was
Goodness.
Yeah.
Welcome into Extra Time. What do you think of Jay-Z? Yeah.
Shaka, he loves it. I don't know anything about Jay-Z.
Where do you stand on this?
Yeah. Beyonce, I know
Loves
Beyonce.
it.
I know.
Do you know her personally?
I love Beyonce.
Do you?
No.
What's your musical? Who would you pay to... What's the last concert?
ABBA.
Mamma Mia
My
2?
favorite.
Have you been to see Mamma Mia
favorite.
2?
That's how old I am then. I love ABBA.
Well, just because you're old, it
that.
doesn't mean that you can't
You like
appreciate
ABBA?
modern music.
Yeah, just because you're old doesn't mean you have to
You
have
asked me
no
what I
taste.
like, I told you ABBA.
No, that's good. But then you
All
say
right.
that's because you're old, but it doesn't...
Well.
Your age shouldn't make a difference. Hey, what's your go-to music?
Ooh, ABBA.
ABBA as well?
It's good, isn't
I
it?
heard Kate singing earlier. Oh, good Lord.
She's terrible, isn't she?
Oh, goodness me.
But Jay-Z.
Oh.
You love Jay-Z.
Yeah, I do.
As a defender, who was the most difficult forward you ever faced, Kate?
Ooh, most difficult. Marta.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time, hands down. I mean, unbelievable. You think you can shut her down, and then she chips the ball over your head. And I was really fast. She blew me away.
She embarrassed you a few times.
Oh, my ankles were broken.
Oh,
So many times against her.
There'll be tape of that somewhere.
Do you know what? She's a great singer as well, Mark.
Is she?
Yeah, much better than
ABBA?
Kate.
Does she do ABBA cover?
Shaka, as a goalkeeper, who was the most
You got it.
dependable defender you ever played with?
Two. One kind of everybody would expect, Stuart Pearce.
Oh, yeah?
And the other from Newcastle, Darren Peacock. he was one defender who he didn't care about anything else but defending.
Right.
And it's always good to have that kind of player in front of him.
Okay. Yanis, as a
What?
defender, who was the hardest opponent you came up against?
Gabriel Batistuta, maybe. Strong, technical, fast. Tried to jump on his back a couple of times, you know, to stay with him, but it was difficult. What a player.
How did you deal with him? Kick him?
I did a couple of times, didn't score. Bebeto, I was between him and
Right.
Bebeto, but
That's
those
okay.
are neither scored, but I was lucky. Let's put it that
I
way.
like how you threw that in. It was tough, but I couldn't score with me around.
Oh,
But
Oh,
I
I'll
got
have
lucky.
some of that.
It wasn't because of my
Let me
defense.
just get them out of my pocket right now, actually. Here's
There's
Bebeto.
nothing Batista couldn't do. We could score everything,
that
but not
was
when
that
I was
back.
around.
That was
Your back pocket. Ah.
Hey.
After a
I
very
feel like
negative
Albertson coming on.
pre-season, do you think United have a chance of finishing outside the top four? Possibly Mourinho departing early too.
No.
You said in the show that you didn't think he's going to go this season.
No, I don't think. I think he's going to last. A
I
year.
think he's in trouble, Shane.
No, I think he's going to last a year. And I
What
also
do you think? We've already heard what he said. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be
just
tough.
shut up then.
I almost think that, again, he's asking to be sacked.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all this complaining he's asking, he's not getting the players he wants. He's right about that. I don't know why United can't spend, I mean, have all the money in the world. Why not spend it, right? But I
He
think
spent
he's...
$400 million since
So
he
what?
arrived.
So what? This is
Well, it's not
Manchester-
as if he hasn't had anything. If I'm United, am I thinking maybe I don't want to give him any more players because I'm going to get rid of him soon?
Well, then get rid of him. But it's like a big company and CEO. If it doesn't work, clean house and buy new players. I mean, he needs more players. I'm with him on that. You know, how can Manchester United not buy one significant player? Oh, Fred.
But look what he's got over the last 12 months. He's got Alexis Sanchez coming in on ridiculous money.
Well, I
Fred
know.
has come in.
It didn't work.
Lindelof
when it
didn't work.
But with the football teams, when it doesn't work, you get rid of the manager. Since they didn't get rid of the manager, now you have to support him, and you have to buy new players. Manchester United can afford it.
Is he going to be the coach all season?
I think he'll be the coach all
Do you
season.
think so?
I do, because who's going to replace him, right? Who's going to come in and
always
handle
someone.
that?
I'm available.
What do you think of Klopp's biggest goal, which of course he was quoted as saying to make Mourinho smile?
I love that man. I love that positivity. I mean, we have players dying to play for him. Allison comes over because he gets a phone call from his teammate. Like, you gotta go play for him.
You
right?
love Liverpool. Ken.
Yeah, totally biased. But
Are you
I
going
love
to
him.
win the title?
I think we have the best chance that we've had.
And that's not the answer.
She's gone to we all of a sudden.
That's
We,
You know,
yes,
yeah,
I'm associating
we've got the
myself
best.
with
Oh
Liverpool.
my word!
Yanis, you're a big Liverpool fan as well.
Hey,
Smart man.
what? Hey.
Well, this is the question. Which team does
What was the
Yanis
question?
support?
Oh,
I
it's
answer this?
Liverpool
So
Football
you-
Club. Yes,
Liverpool?
Yes.
AC
But I thought everybody knew.
AC Milan?
You know, I'm one of those that in each country I have one. No,
Yeah.
but I'm sure Liverpool, Milan I like a lot.
If it's Liverpool against Milan, saying the Champions
Well,
League
I've been
final?
to twice Champions League finals.
All right, show off.
that was difficult. Liverpool,
Who does Danny, your son, support?
Arsenal.
Liverpool.
Arsenal.
Where's that come from?
Doesn't want to peel him off.
You
You know, one of those
You've
big.
told everyone about that.
That's all right. That's all right. It's a big, you know. I don't know what they used to be called something. I forget what they were.
Oh, yeah, what
when
are those
they-
things called?
What are those things called when you have
Big
like
heads. I had a monster truck.
A
yeah,
fat
but it was
head. A fat head that
Wait,
sticks
wait.
to the wall.
Yeah.
Did you just say you had monster trucks?
For my children.
See, now it
I had a big great
now it
thing
comes out.
Yeah, from the children. I had monster trucks in my war.
I'm a big Monster Mutt fan. I know it's not football related,
I
but
have
who
learned
likes
too much
ice?
about yours.
Who likes ice cream?
I hate it.
You hate
No,
ice cream?
what kind of question is that? Of course.
Oh,
But look at Kate being weird.
I'm lactose intolerant.
You should have liked it. Yes.
Where do we go with that?
I'm
yeah.
honest.
Uh,
Nowhere.
I know
I had you speechless.
Nothing.
I do know where you
When have I made you
Right,
speechless?
Kate has ruined extra time. We'll be back tomorrow. Kate, you here?
You hope not.
Well, certainly not after ice cream.
She won't be eating ice cream. Goodness me.
We'll be talking about soccer.